where it is. Missed out opportunity. Every time the bowlers have bowled short, he's been need a little more than that. Missing out at the opportunity of this spirited Super Paschim Royals last evening. They were just field. And I ideally want to believe Malla is the more attacking option over here, but Bopara just be thinking that I'll have to take matter into my own hands now. This is not really going to help the Rhinos. The Lions will be happy. 41 or 44, the partnership. They've got things under control, so they recognize as well. If you see the way they've been bowling the spinners through the main and middle part of the innings. So they recognize that pace off the ball is the way to go on this pitch. Nicely cut away. They'll have to come back for the second, and they'll do that. But still, the runs, the big hits are missing here for the Rhinos. 6 coming off over number 15. Expect some big hitting in the remaining 5. It's 86 for 3. Real building blocks here for the Rhinos. Can they explode in the final 5 and drive up towards maybe 140, 150? They're going to have to go at double digits. They'll need more than 10 runs per over. Mr. Guida's there to cheer his side on. What can the Rhinos surge up to? Need a stampede of runs here as Crumpleman returns for his third over. 8 Namibian. This often in his second spell, come around the wicket to the right-handers. Andrew Leonard here. Well, the Dakatopis are on these young men. It's going to be a sea of Dakatopis come Saturday. Dakatopi Day for our first Super Saturday is the talk. Everybody being asked to come along in the national headwear. Safe Zabe in this new role. He opened for the Super Paschim Royals last year, down at number 6, player of the tournament, player of the season last year. Difficult position to come in. The Lions have bowled, and generally, with the exception of that one drop, fielded really well. This is why he's here.
Yeah, just think this middle order is being put under tremendous pressure because of what's happening at the top at the moment. I mean, I know they've got some good players at the top, but they just haven't fired yet. So when you walk to the wicket in positions 4, 5, and 6, you just feel as though you're behind the 8 ball.
That young man loving every second in the crowd, isn't he? Great to see the passion. That's a very good cricket shot. Little race to the rope, just one bounce and 4. Gave Trumpleman the charge and got it intentionally up and over Darcy Short, a backward point. Starts with a boundary.
He's very aware of where the boundary riders are, Safe Zabe. He uses the pace that Trumpleman gives him.
This man is an exceptionally good cricketer, I have to say, and I think he's approaching the peak of his career. From talking to Ravi Bopara just a few days ago after his player of the match performance, he thinks the world of young Safe Zabe. 4 more toying with Crumpleman now. First one through the offside, this one through the leg.
his introduction to the crease has signaled the intent now that the Rhinos are going to get a move on. Again, inventive. He's got all the authentic cricket strokes. He's got a little bit of invention as well.
This time intentionally to try and pick up the pull shot, but just kept maybe a fraction low. End of the 16th, it is a wicket taking over, 95 for 4. Really building up now, that festival atmosphere we're going to see every day of this at Arthur Bank Nepal Premier League is very much in town again. Just match day 4, feels like we've been here for weeks HD already. Kapara goes down the ground, got all the way, 100 comes up in real style. Darcy Short just floating that wrist spin out. Kapara, I think he's going to start to go through the gears now.
It's too full from short. Anything in that region, he's going to go straight down the ground. If these two are here at the 20 over mark, at the conclusion of the innings, I'll tell you what, they'll be near that 150 mark comfortably. That's how dangerous they are. But for the Lions, if they can knock one over and open up an end, I know there's still some batting to come, but they'll almost feel, hang on, 130, 135 is on for us to chase.
Arjun Saud is being asked to perform a role he's not used to. He always opens the batting, being used down at number 7. Sohail Tanvir and Kamal Singh Airi, and indeed the one change to the side, Amar Singh Rotella, all capable with the bat, but this is the critical partnership for the 5th wicket. Cannot bowl there to Ravi Kapara. It's 50, and it comes up in the grandest of styles, the second maximum of the over. This man, he is like a fine wine. He's getting better and better with age.
JJ Smith has only bowled for 1 over. So he's not going to bowl his allocated 4. Darcy Short is a batter that bowls. He's handy. But now this is his 4th over, and it's catching up with him because we've seen the ball over-pitched. It's far too full from short.
We just saw Rohit Patel come across from extra cover, his fielding position to Darcy Short. It's always easy in hindsight, comments like this. It was an over too many, wasn't it? Even if he gets a big wicket here, he had those overs up his sleeve. JJ Smith, Gulbadi Naib, and one still more from Ruben Trumpelman. It's such a difficult art, isn't it, captaining in T20 cricket? You need to always stay ahead of the game. Just see here, there's going to be wasted resources from JJ Smith, who does bowl at the death for Namibia. Gets away with it. Definitely bowled into the surface intentionally, maybe what the captain instructed him to do.
If you're going to make a mistake, I think you've got to make it on the short side. If you get hit over square leg for 6 or over point for 6, fair enough, but you cannot afford to be right underneath the batter's nose.
Oh dear. Well, that is a googly gone wrong, and it's going to go many a mile up into the stands. This partnership is changing the game, and the Rhinos coming very much back into the picture. The over's gone for 21. It's 116 for 4. Biggest over of the innings, and just a slight tactical misstep, you would have to say. I know it's easy in hindsight. Darcy Short had bowled 3 overs for 20. He'll finish with the figures of 4 overs, none for 41. And that last ball, well, it was a bit of a horror show. Reminds me at my peak. Lumbini hammered into the leg side. Good piece of fielding. Excellent from the skipper, who saves 2 runs. I can promise you one thing, HD. I bowled thousands of these in my career.
Just wondering how close that was to a no ball from waste time. It was bad enough. Didn't have to bowl another one. And Lumbini won't bowl many Yorkers. He's more he bowls out the back of the hand and some cutters. That's what he tends to do at the death more often than not.
The thing was in Irish cricket, when you bowl some of them, more often than not, deep square leg, deep wicket ended up underneath it. It said wicket in the book.
Sometimes for the wrist spinners, they bowl great ball after great ball, miss the outside edge, miss the inside edge, so they almost deserve their wicket off a full toss.
Pulled away into the gap, but not going to be with enough power to get to the rope. This partnership is changing the game. You can feel the momentum shift right now. Shades of yesterday's clash with the impact that Harmeet Singh had for the Royals.
You keep glancing at our little screen here with the mini bowling card, and Abhishesh 2 for 15 in 3. JJ Smith's going to end up bowling only 2 overs if he bowls the last over, because you would think that Lumbini will bowl the last one from the current end that he's bowling at, say, yeah, that Darcy Short over.
And he goes pace on. He thinks this one is out. Is there a tickle? No, says the umpire. Yeah, the umpiring was really under the microscope yesterday. It was a tough evening for the men in black. I didn't hear anything in my ear. Was there a feather of an edge?
The old creaky bat handle. Don't hear anything. Keeper wasn't convinced either.
Well, we all know about Lumbini Naib's acting skills, of course, for those who remember. Through the offside, going to be a challenge for JJ Smith right in front of our commentary position. Oh, they've nearly collided, the 2 batters, but they will get home for 2. I greeted the Lions on the outfield, particularly Trumpleman and JJ Smith, 2 guys I know very well. And Lumbini Naib, I do a lot of Afghan cricket, so I know him pretty well too. He looked at me and he said, "You see that hole in your commentary window? I will hit a bigger one in there."
If JJ Smith gets hold of it, the commentary position is not under threat. It'll fly over here. He hits the ball a very, very long way.
One of the great taglines in world cricket, Smith can hit. And Ravi Bopara hit just enough. It sums up the way that Bopara's 2025 is going. Everything going his way. Great effort from Sandeep Jura at long on. He needed to be 6 or 8 inches taller.
How often can Ravi Bopara do this for the Rhinos? 18 gone, 128 for 4.
Forget about that. Look at the number of deliveries. Just 16. The game swinging towards the Rhinos. Maybe some old habits. Some thoughts of bad times last year for the Lumbini Lions. I know they've got new players in. coming back to haunt them. Big final 2 overs these. Trumpelman, for me, has been the pick of the bowlers with his 2 for 16. Alongside young Abhishek, who's got 2 for 15. This is an important over, this one. Sliced away and taken. Oh, excellent catch. It's Rohit Paudel. He is a quite magnificent fielder. And we're going to see brilliant fielding throughout this MPL. One of the highlight moments thus far. It goes to the captain of the national team and the captain of the Lions.
How do you turn a game in your favour?
Oh, brilliant.
You take a catch like that. The composure to just knock it up in the air to give Trumpelman another one. That is a spectacular catch from the captain. Safe save goes for 15. He doesn't often fail. It's 128 for 5.
सब्सक्राइब कर दीजिए सबको। मैच देखना है रात में तो फिर ये 2 ओवर ख़त्म होते हैं तो मैं बंद करती हूँ, तो इसलिए सब्सक्राइब कर लीजिए आप सबको। सब एनपीएल को मैच दिखाऊंगे इस चैनल पर, आप सब सब्सक्राइब कर लीजिए।
Here comes a man full of charisma, the diminutive figure of Arjun Saud. He's had a tricky 18 months, to be honest. Was given lots of opportunity for the national side up at the top of the order. Monty Desai, in particular, thinks a lot of this young man, former national team head coach, but those opportunities have gone out the window. He needs a big NPL to get himself back into the mix. He's doing it in the most difficult of positions, down at number 7. Starts brightly. That'll hit the boundary rope in a flash. It's a shot he always likes, the cut shot, Arjun Saud. It's a good way to make an impression down at number 7.
From around the wicket, this is the last place that Trumpelman wants to be hit. Behind point. Normally you are cramming the right-hander for room, but there's plenty of wrist work there in that stroke. Does exceptionally well to get the ball down to deep point for 4. The perfect start for Saud.
Well bowled, forced into the block hole. We haven't seen a world-class spectacular catch in the first 3 days of the Nepal Premier League. I think we've just seen one. Rohit Paudel, for me, one of the top 3 fielders in the country, probably one of the top 5 in this league. Sensational.
I can think of many who would have been doing somersaults after taking this, but Paudel just gently throws it back to the umpire. That is a great catch. Made look very easy.
Great diving stop, excellent. Lumbini Nabe, he saved 3 runs, misses the block hole. Yeah, the brilliance of this catch for me, HD, is he is intentionally palming this up, isn't he? He knows what he's doing in that split second.
If he doesn't, he probably it bursts through his fingers. So he does exceptionally well just to palm it up, and then the second attempt is just a simple catch, but the composure to be able to do that is quite exceptional.
कर लेनु स्किल निकाउ एक ओभर भएको बाद म बन्द गरि हाल्छु, त्यसैले सबै जना मिलेर सब्स्क्राइब गर्नुस् त।
Pace off, very well bowled. Where did you used to field, and how sharp do your reactions have to be? You literally have a split second here.
Well, I didn't feel there. That was reserved for the likes of Herschel Gibbs. You know, it's just a big part.
सबैजना लाइक गरिदिनु, सबैजना लाइक.
A bit like Bapara does.
Take it. Straight to the man and well held. Lumbini doing such a good job. I think again it's the back of the hand, slower ball. Bapara fought ably, did turn the game.
It's the three variations, yes. That's definitely the leg cut.
सबैजना सब्सक्राइब गरिदिनुहोस् किनकि अब यो ओभर खतम भएपछि म लाइभ पनि गर्छु. त्यसपछि लुम्बिनी ब्याटिङ गर्छ त आउँछु लाइभमा.
Towards long off, Jordan won't be able to get in there in time. I do feel a bit for Arjun South. I think every single game I've ever seen him play, he's batting 1, 2 or 3. He's actually done a decent little job at number 7. Completely different skill set you need though.
Deepak, and I don't think they, even though Milan hasn't got off to a flyer, I still think they'll carry him, but Dev Kunal will come under pressure with someone like Oren Saad in the side.
Again, just no pace to work with. Tanvir hacks it into the leg side, and after you, sir, says Sher Mala. Both of them could have got there, neither of them did.
There's apologies all around. Now, I know the Nepalese are just lovely, lovely people, but the sign of a quality fielder is someone who says, that ball is mine. I want the ball. You get out the way. But both sort of say, well, do you want it? I don't want it. Do you want it? And eventually it goes for 4.
सबैजना सब्सक्राइब गरिदिनु, सबैजना सब्सक्राइब
Sher Mala have had a moment to forget there. He bowled really well. Sher Mala only went for 21 in his 4 overs, but I don't think he'll want to see that replay this evening. Definitely a couple of runs given away. Here comes the final ball of the first innings. What can Sohail Tanvir do with it? Straight to Sundeep Jura, long on, never dropping that. So Nabe has 2 wickets in the final over, and despite a resurgence,
सबैजना सब्सक्राइब गरिदिनु किन जाइरहेको छु. अब लुम्बिनीको ब्याटिङ आउँछ त लाइभमा आउँछ 20 मिनेटको बाद. सब्सक्राइब गरिदिनु, सबैले सब्सक्राइब लाइक.
2 overs of the innings have belonged to that side, the Lumbini Lions, and they'll be the happier of the 2 teams at the halfway stage.
And that's what the Lions would have always been saying to themselves while Zabe and Bapara are at the wicket, is that if we dismiss one of these